Hello, and welcome back to Lesson 3 of Module 7. We are going to learn about how to prepare for your networking activities and how to balance offline and online methods, considering their advantages and disadvantages, as well as some of the do's and don'ts attached to them. As a reminder, at any stage, feel free to pause the video to take notes, rewind to hear information again, or stop the video to complete a learning activity. Let's begin. In this lesson, we will cover 3 topics, each of which have been designed to support your networking journey as you start out on the path to being a social entrepreneur. First, we will take a look at a short list of practical tips based on the experiences of our female social entrepreneur panel. It touches upon some of the things that you will be able to and absolutely should prepare when you're planning to attend a networking event. We will then raise your awareness about the differences between online and offline networking, so you'll be able to choose more confidently between methods in order to reach your goals. Let's start off with the preparation. Let's assume you've worked out your networking plan and set yourself clear goals and objectives for your activities. These are a few practical tips to keep in mind for your preparation. Research the platform or event. Whether it's a physical networking event or an online platform, research the attendees or participants, the organisers, and the topics of discussion. Having this knowledge will make it easier to engage in meaningful conversations and find common ground. It is also an opportunity to set your own agenda for breaks and free time slots at these events that can be used for individual meetings, a shared lunch, or a small off-topic breakout session, thanks to the convenience of having direct access to influential and often busy people in your network. Prepare your elevator pitch. This is key. Craft a concise and compelling introduction that highlights your professional background, interests, and goals. An elevator pitch is a brief, memorable summary of who you are and what you do, usually delivered in about 30 seconds. You will repeatedly find yourself in this situation, so try to come up with a few variations, maybe based on different occasions or considering the different personality types you learnt about previously. Give others an idea of your motivators. Why do you do what you do, and with or for whom? Self-presentation needs practice, especially if you're in a leadership position, but not only then. So try to create opportunities for yourself and your co-workers to put your pitch to the test. Just make sure not to throw anybody off guard. Make this approach transparent in your organization. Dress appropriately. Dress according to the event's dress code and the industry you're in. And if there is none, try to browse through photos of previous editions. Most importantly, you need to feel comfortable in your clothes. However, a professional, appropriate appearance will leave a positive impression on others. Bring business cards. If applicable, bring plenty of business cards with updated contact information. It's a convenient way to exchange information with new connections, and still a way to set yourself apart. Consider creating a digital equivalent with a scannable QR code, for example, and ask the person you just met how they prefer to stay in touch. Arrive early. This will give you a chance to approach and welcome others, to make them feel comfortable and maybe to orientate themselves at the venue with your help. Also, leave some time for open and longer conversations. Being in a rush might cut off important opportunities to connect more deeply. Now let's look at some features and do's and don'ts of offline networking. There are 3 main advantages of offline networking. Personal connection and trust building. One of the primary advantages of offline networking is the ability to establish a personal connection with others. Meeting someone in person allows you to read their body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions, which can help build trust more effectively than online communication. Along with this, our field research clearly revealed that online networking or virtual meetings only tend to be easier and more effective when you previously had a chance to meet in person. Something you should definitely keep in mind for kick-off activities. Enhanced communication and clarity. In face-to-face interactions, the communication tends to be more immediate and direct. This can lead to clearer and more effective communication compared to online messaging or email exchanges. You're saving time. In offline networking, you can engage in real-time discussions, ask questions, and receive immediate responses, leading to a better understanding of each other's needs, interests, and goals. Opportunities for serendipitous encounters. As mentioned in previous lessons, offline networking events like conferences, seminars, or workshops bring together people with shared interests, industries, or professions. These events often create an environment conducive to serendipitous encounters where you can meet individuals you might not have met otherwise. These chance meetings can lead to unexpected opportunities, partnerships, or collaborations. On the other hand, offline networking by itself has certain shortcomings. Limited reach and accessibility. Offline networking events typically require physical presence, which means they are often limited by location and accessibility. Depending on the event's location and your own geographical constraints, you might miss out on opportunities to connect with individuals or groups from different regions or countries. This limitation can be particularly challenging for people with mobility issues or those who cannot travel easily. Time and resource intensive. Offline networking events can be time-consuming, especially if they involve travel, preparation, and attending the event itself. Additionally, there might be associated costs such as registration fees, transportation, accommodation, and meals. Depending on your schedule and budget, attending multiple offline events can be more challenging, making it harder to maintain a consistent presence and build a broad network. Lack of follow-up and analytics. One advantage of online networking is the ease of follow-up and data tracking. When you connect with someone online, you can easily follow up with them via email, social media, or messaging platforms. Moreover, you can track the engagement and analyze data to measure the effectiveness of your efforts. In offline networking, however, follow-ups might be delayed or less organized, and it can be challenging to quantify the impact of your interactions accurately. So when you engage in offline activities, especially in comparison to online networking, make sure to focus on building relationships by engaging in off-topic small talk, as well what we've previously referred to as being personal. A huge advantage can also be to read existing hierarchies more easily and to be confident in identifying and approaching more senior professionals. In this context, don't forget that dressing for the occasion basically refers to formal or informal, but really will be your way of expressing and highlighting your personality. Let's assume you love networking and you feel great about yourself at an offline event. Always keep in mind not to monopolize conversations and to oversell yourself. Let's move on to the do's and don'ts of online networking. There are a few main advantages of online networking. Global reach and accessibility. One of the most significant advantages of online networking is its global reach and accessibility. Through online platforms, you can connect with professionals, businesses, and communities from all around the world, opening doors to diverse ranges of opportunities and connections. Convenience and time efficiency. Online networking provides the flexibility to your network at your convenience and pace. You can connect with others from home or at the office, eliminating the need for physical travel and attendance at events. This way, you don't need to disrupt your regular schedule, making it easier to balance networking efforts with other responsibilities. Data tracking and analytics. Digital platforms offer tools for tracking and analyzing networking activities and engagement metrics. These analytics help you understand which connections and interactions reach better results, enabling you to focus on building fruitful relationships. Niche and targeting networking. Online networking platforms often have specialized groups or network communities centered around specific industries, interests, or professions. This enables you to engage in targeted networking, finding and connecting with individuals who share similar goals or expertise, more closely aligned with your interests and objectives. Online networking does have a few downsides. Limited personal connection. Tone and intentions in written communication might be misinterpreted, and it might be more challenging to build trust compared to in-person interactions where body language, facial expression play a significant role. Also, even though video conferencing technology has advanced a lot in recent years, the slightest delay in connection can cause disruption. Information overload and noise. The digital world is saturated with information, making it easier to get lost in the noise. Online networking platforms, especially social media, can be overwhelming with a constant stream of updates, posts, and messages. It becomes challenging to filter through the vast amount of content and focus on meaningful interactions. Additionally, not all information online is accurate or reliable, so verifying the credibility of sources becomes important. Lack of authenticity and misrepresentation. Online networks allow individuals to create their profiles and personas, which can sometimes lead to a lack of authenticity. People may exaggerate their achievements or misrepresent themselves to appear more appealing or successful. This can create a challenge in accurately judging the credibility and authenticity of the individuals you interact with online. Finally, these are some practical tips to bear in mind when you network online. First of all, take time to optimize your online presence, be it your home page or a profile on social media. If you organize meetings, choose online tools according to how tech-savvy your target group or contact is. Prepare here, so always try to provide an agenda. Also, pay attention to adequate technical equipment and setup, be it at home or in the office. Try to create a natural and calm background. And if you blur it or use an image, make sure to sit in front of a unicolored wall to avoid appearing pixelated or incomplete on the screen. Consider using a separate webcam for a better angle and video quality. Also, mobile phone holders or laptop screens could be a useful gadget. On the other hand, do not spam or use or share irrelevant content to connect with others, just for the sake of being active. In addition, be careful with personal information and avoid generic mass messaging or automated responses. So no matter if you're more comfortable with one method or the other, you should balance them to harness their individual potentials in terms of quantity and quality. This way, you will be able to guarantee smooth transitions between in-personal and virtual contacts, moving discussions from offline to online and vice versa. Also, engaging online before an event will help you start conversations ahead of time, while meeting up offline before, following up, and collaborating online will break the ice and make interactions more personal and meaningful. In the end, your time is limited, so allocate it to the different methods according to your goals and based on what works best for you. In this lesson's exercise, let's think about the future of networking and collaboration. The screenshots you see show the products of two European startups, offering augmented and virtual reality conferencing and networking solutions. Have you ever tried a service like that? Do you think immersive technologies will positively influence the way we network, collaborate, and build communities? Finally, to conclude this lesson, let's revise what we have discussed. Preparing your networking activities well can be time-consuming, but it will pay off. Choosing the right events or activities, being prepared and coming across as a professional will make your networking efforts more meaningful and effective. Your time is precious, so find the right balance between online and offline methods. Looking forward to seeing you again in the next lesson.